Okay, so hello everyone. I'm joined today by the fabulous Lesley Guidici, who is a GGC business member, but also you work for Glasgow's Golden Generation charity, don't you, Lesley?
I do, yes. I'm the fundraising manager.
Fantastic. And every month in the GGC for this year, what we've been trying to do is shine a spotlight on various different local and Scottish charities and enterprises that are just doing really great things in the community. If anything, to provide them with awareness, but people watching this might be really keen to get involved, get behind you and support you in various different ways. So it'd be great to find out more about the charity and more about ways in which the GGC community can support. So we'll run through a wee selection of questions. This has obviously been pre-recorded. So if anyone watching this video has got any questions for Lesley, you can ask in the thread below the post, and I'll make sure you're tagged just in case there's anything that needs to be come back to, if that's okay. And for anybody watching this, just to let you know, there's a slight delay or a lag on Zoom today. So there might be a wee pause, but that's why, just in case. Right, so let's get tore into these questions then. Lesley, tell us about Glasgow's Golden Generation, when it first launched, what the mission is, all the different things that you do.
Okay, so Glasgow's Golden Generation was actually launched way back in 1948, so we have been going for quite some time now. Originally it was called the Glasgow Old People's Welfare Association, quite a mouthful. We're still trying to narrow it down, so we're GGG, so quite in line with the GGC really.
Absolutely.
We were formed after the war, when you think back to 1948, so at that time there was still a lot of older people living in isolation, affected by poverty and loneliness, so that's not really changed, although we're still quite far on from that. People still suffer from isolation and loneliness, and obviously the pandemic has really just exacerbated that this year. It's highlighted it even more, and I think even for us as younger people, we're all feeling it. We can all understand what it's like to be trapped in our houses. So more than ever, we've got far more appreciation of what our older people feel like all of the time. So at Glasgow's Golden Generation, our aim is to get people out from isolation and away from feelings of loneliness. We do this, we've got 3-day centres across the city. So we've got Fred Payton Centre in the West End, we have the David Cargill Centre where I am today in lovely Battlefield, and we have the Matty Carwood Centre over in Shettleston. So people can come to the day centres, you can actually self-refer. So if anyone watching today has got an elderly parent or grandparent and you think they would benefit from getting out and about, then please do, pop onto our website and find out about the centres. We bring everybody in by minibus. They have a full day of activities. They'll have a wee bit of tea and toast when they arrive, and they'll have a 3-course lunch, which is obviously really important as well, because if you're living on your own or you're elderly, cooking's quite an effort to cook for maybe just one person. So by giving the 3-course meal, it means we know people are getting a good meal, they're getting well fed for a day, and it takes pressure off, because when they get home at night they could maybe just make a bit of beans and toast or something. They don't need to do the whole meal or anything. We also have our befriending service. So over the pandemic, that's just been a telephone call. So we've kept in touch with hundreds of people across the city just by phoning them, checking in with them, giving them some chat, because if you are housebound and you don't see anybody else, you might not talk to anybody else in the day. So that's been great, just for keeping in touch with people. hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll start moving back to face-to-face befriending soon. So it could be that your befriender comes and just takes you out for a coffee or a bit of shopping just to get you out the house. During the pandemic, we obviously were trying different ways to support older people while they were at home. So one of the things we did was we developed our very own app. So again, if anybody has older relations, please do, introduce them to the app. It's got bingo and Sudokus, crosswords, all those things. But it's really good. We've got armchair exercises on there as well, because obviously, again, being at home, we were all getting a bit lethargic and not using our muscles so much. So in the older population, we really want to get them moving. So there's armchair exercises on there, recipes, lots of things going on. Of course, unlike us, who are all on the internet and things all of the time, older people didn't have tablets and smartphones, so we've got this app and we couldn't get it out to them. So we've developed a new service, our digital inclusion service, and received funding, which we've purchased some tablets and mobile Wi-Fi. And we've now got 2 members of staff who go out to our older people delivering the tablets and training, because again, the things we take for granted, doing your internet shopping, your online banking, the older generation weren't doing that. So obviously during the pandemic, they've had to learn all these things. So hopefully now we've got out to hundreds more people with our tablets on loan, and we'll keep passing them on, and they'll keep developing their skills, because we will introduce them. The more we can get out and do face-to-face training, we can introduce them to things like online shopping that they've never done before, and it'll just make their life easier, because I think the pandemic's here for a wee bit longer, so we want to have these things for them. So again, it's called the GGG app. If anybody knows anybody that wants to pick it up for their family, that would be great.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And it's been so well received. We're really proud of it. We're actually shooting for an award for it, a charity award. So fingers crossed we win that later in the year.
Oh, congratulations. That's so exciting. So see if anybody is watching this, Lesley, like you've said, and they've got older relations, or they've maybe got a neighbour who they feel is potentially quite isolated and might benefit from this. Could they, what would be the next steps for them? Would they have to register with you guys, or could they visit a centre? What would be the next steps?
Yeah, so what we do, if they contact us, either email, give us a call, go through the website, there's a referral form on the website, so they can just put in who they want to refer. We would make a call to them. The day centre's not for everybody, so you do have to chat to people first to see if they're suitable and to see if we're suitable for them. But they could come in and try it for a day and see whether it works for them, see if they enjoy the activities. I mean, there's so many different things. We do carpet bowls, but there's arts and crafts, some day it's music, there's always bingo. Everybody loves bingo, as I know the Glasgow girls love their bingo too, so
Yes.
we've always got that on. They can come in and try it and see if it's for them. So, and we've got spaces at the moment. Unfortunately, like anything over the pandemic, some people are not wanting to come back in yet, so we've got spaces available at all 3 centres, so we'd be happy to talk to anybody that knows of somebody that would want to get involved.
Brilliant. And then, like you say, if it's not for everyone, and maybe an older person is giving it a try, but they prefer to be like in their own space or whatever, there's the befriending service that you mentioned. So at the moment it's a call, but potentially they could be getting visitors to their house. Is that right?
Definitely. So we could come out, again, we've got the befriending team, so the staff would visit in the first instance just to find out because we try to match like-minded people. So
Mhm.
if the older person's getting interested in music or something, we would try and find a befriendee that's getting interest in music and match you with somebody that that we think you would potentially get on with. So we certainly would come out in the first instance, have a chat, and then try and match you with a volunteer befriendee. But it would just develop as any friendship develops. You just find out what you both want to do and what you like to do, and whether it's going out for a coffee or popping into Kelvin Grove or something, whatever it is, it would just develop naturally.
That's lovely. That's so nice. I always think like the older generation, you learn so much from them. Like the stories that my
Yeah,
grannies and papas used to tell me, and it's just like they've got so much wisdom.
yeah.
So actually, it would be a mutually beneficial friendship. Absolutely. So, what would be the
Mm.
norm with the befriending service then, or if there's like a kind of average way that it goes? Would it be like a visit once a week? Would it be? Is there like a kind of set way that you would recommend that it works?
No, I mean, again, it depends on the befriendee and the befriender. How much time each has got available, how much time somebody wants to give, and how you know even just breaking up somebody's week with an hour. And it could be that you do a phone call one week to them and then a coffee the next week. So it just like any friendship, it will develop on both sides, just how much time each other wants to put into it.
Oh, that's lovely. That's so nice. So, anybody watching this, then, Leslie, that's like, do you know what? I would like to put some hours in and, go for the
Mhm.
befriending service. How would they, what would be the next steps for them?
So if they just get again on our website, there's an application process just to very short. We're just asking you kind of fill in your name and address and what positions you're interested in. We have lots of opportunities for volunteers if anybody has got spare time. Um, Even just today in the kitchen, we've got volunteers in helping serve the lunches, maybe stacking the dishwasher. So if you've got a wee slot between kind of half 11, half 12, anytime, any of our 3 centres, we'd love to hear from people about volunteering in the kitchens. Our gardens are always needing a bit of love and attention, so we're always looking for volunteer gardeners. We've got 2 charity shops as well, one in Shawlands and one in Dumbarton Road. They're always looking for staff as well. Volunteering is also a great opportunity for anybody looking to get back into the workplace. Maybe, if you've been on maternity leave or anything and just needing that wee bit of confidence, come in and volunteer in the shop and just update your skills a wee bit
Yeah.
again and get back into the routine of going back to work. So we're always looking for people to come in and volunteer in the shops. Various opportunities within the driving team that we have as well. So befriending's not for everybody, so we've certainly got other roles that are maybe a bit more behind the scenes, if you like, in the kitchen, or front facing in the shop, or doing stock and things in the shop as well.
Brilliant.
So we've got lots of all to read in a bit more about that.
Okay, fantastic. And maybe what I'll do at the top of this video is there a link to the website with a list of the volunteer
Yes.
opportunities? Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll include that link then in case anyone's thinking, because I also think volunteering is so good for the volunteers' mental health as well. I think it's massively rewarding for your mind when you do things to help other people.
Yeah.
So I think there will hopefully be a few people interested in that. That's brilliant. What if, for example, as you know, Leslie, we've timed this interview around my daughter's nap. What if I was to think that Bella Rose, because she actually is, she's got a real fondness for the older generations for some reason. If she was, I think if she was to have a lineup of people, she would always go for the older person. She's got a wee affinity with them. Would that be an option to be able to take her into a situation, a befriending situation?
Yeah, older people love children and younger people. And again, a lot of the older people we work with are maybe they are isolated or they're distanced from their family. You know, we don't all live on the doorstep of our family. Some of them have got family in London and things. So it's so nice for them to be able to be around younger people. And there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of research just now into the benefits of the older generation and the younger generation being together. We've had schools in doing talks and things, because again, people we work with, just what we were saying earlier, they've got so much knowledge and information, so they can tell our, you know, school age kids a lot about life gone by in the city and things. And the young people come in with such enthusiasm and all their chatting stories, that it's just great to see the different generations talking together. They both benefit out it. There's just so much there that's something. Obviously the pandemic's played a part in that, but certainly we would be working to get more schools in and just coming in for a visit. They do well, the schools. The support is with them. Nice Easter cards and Christmas cards and things that we can send out to people, which really does brighten everybody's day. But yeah, if you were befriending with Belarus, you know, I'm sure whoever would appreciate that. Just it's the distraction, isn't it, that children bring? They just chat away a bit, you know, without bringing you down, talking about COVID or anything all the time. They're just great fun.
And you mentioned there about Christmas card campaign. Is that something that people can get involved with closer to Christmas, writing cards?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Christmas, I think last year Christmas was one of my favourite times. I've only worked here a year, so I'm just getting through all the different times of the year, but certainly Christmas was amazing here last year. We worked with the Glasgow Basket Brigade last year,
Yes,
and
yes.
we were delighted to have I think 120 baskets or something. I know you're Vic Halliday, she turned up with the baskets for us one day and did a wee bit of filming. Obviously she was quite emotional with her pregnancy at that time, so we were all getting a bit teary. But just the generosity of people at that time of year was just incredible. We were just overwhelmed, and we were able to get out, you know, 120 baskets. So that was 120 older people in Glasgow that received a beautiful gift, and they were just, you know, they were just absolutely overwhelmed with it. It was amazing. Yeah, so anything like that, working with it, getting Christmas cards that we can distribute in the baskets, it was fantastic.
Oh, well, we can have a wee chat closer to Christmas then as well, and maybe come up with some ideas and ways in which the community can help at that time as well, should they want to. So that's brilliant. Right, okay. So how long have you worked for Glasgow's Golden Generation Charity, Lesley?
Just a year, actually, just the end of August. So I started during the pandemic, and it was hard then because I couldn't see any of the older people. So it's been so refreshing in the last month to actually now have the older people coming back into the centre and seeing them all and seeing the benefit they get to be coming in. I mean, we had one lady, when the driver came to collect her, she said it was like getting out of prison when he came to get her, and we just thought, oh, how awful is that, to think of your home as your prison? And she was just so delighted to get back into the centre. So it's great, such a rewarding job to be able to.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. And then, so it sounds like there's some really great stuff happening in the centre, as you've said. What about if there's anybody watching, Lesley, say for example, maybe there's an artist watching and she might be like, well, do you know what, I could go in and do an art class, or there might be a yoga instructor who's like, I could go in and do some stretches. What kind of opportunities would there be in that sense?
Definitely, we would absolutely love to hear from everybody. We've had somebody's been in touch with us about hand massages as well. So we've got we're hoping to catch up this month and get that arranged. So it would be great. We're taking things a wee bit slower than the rest of the community at the moment, just moving forward with the pandemic and just keeping everybody safe. But we would love any support. We'd love to hear from anybody about coming in and helping us, because that's what, you know, we do our bits of activities, but there's nothing better than people from the community coming in. It benefits everybody because it shows them what else is going on in the community, but we'd love to hear from anybody that would be willing to do anything like that, yoga classes, art classes, just, it's nice for the older people to see different faces from the staff and just bring something new that the staff, you know, they've got their set things, but anything new opportunities. Would love to hear from anybody that could spare their time and their skills to come in and visit us in the centres.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now you'd also do like big events as well. So this weekend, for example, you have got your glitzy afternoon tea.
We have,
yeah, which is exciting.
We're very excited about it because we will be the first social event back in the Glasgow Marriott, so it's a wee bit of trying time for all of us, but it's time to get back to normality. So we're delighted. We've got an afternoon tea with Michelle McManus hosting, and
brilliant.
It's great. Yes, another working mum. We were meant to have a call today, and our wee boy's not too well, so we've postponed tomorrow. So we're all doing that balancing act.
So the juggle is real.
So it'll be great to have Michelle back. This will be the third afternoon tea she's done for us.
Brilliant.
She's brilliant, and we've got the fabulous Simply Rod as well, which our attendees loved. So we've actually booked them again. So we're all looking forward to that. It really gets everybody up and dancing, although maybe not be dancing in the tables this time, only to behave. So maintain our distance. There'll be no grabbing them, hopefully.
Dancing on the tables this time, so that makes me think last time there was dancing on the tables.
Yeah, there was. So yeah, so
brilliant, love it. Okay, great. And actually, I'm going to share this video in obviously our main GGC community so that everybody can find out about the amazing things that you're doing. I'm going to also share it in our exclusive website members community, because for them we're going to run a competition to win a couple of tickets this Sunday. So there's a couple of ladies in the membership that think they're doing nothing on Sunday, but actually they're going to be going full scale glitter and going to a party with you guys. So I will post more about that separately, but that's really exciting. Now you also do things whereby people can get involved in big organised events like the Kilt Walk and bungee jumping as well. And you guys are the charity that they're doing these things for, so that they're fundraising for. So tell us a wee bit about that. Let's start with the bungee jumping, because this is like, it's something that I'm just like, should I do it? Should I not? Can I do it? Can I not? Tell us more.
The bungee jump's amazing. So it's at the Riverside Museum, and it's from a crane. So it's great just to, she says, having not done it, but to get up that height and, you know, just see the city from above the height of the Riverside Museum is amazing. So it's a bungee off the crane. So it is, you need to put the brave pants on and give it a go. But just great fun, and obviously we would offer any GGC members that want to do it, we would offer a free registration as part of our membership, and then if they could fundraise as hard as possible for any sponsorship, that would be fantastic.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, honestly, like, you really did sell it well there when you spoke about the views, like the beautiful cityscapes, but then you're kind of like, because I've done the one where you jump out a plane, it's totally gone to me. What's that? A skydive. So I've done that, but for some reason, a bungee, I've just always been like, I think it's the bouncing back up that just, I don't know what. And when you're doing a skydive, more often than not, you're attached to someone. So when is that?
That's it. It's the doing it yourself. It's the pushing yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's Saturday the 16th of October. So we've got saying if anybody wants to join. It's on the GGC, on our profile on the GGC website.
Brilliant. Okay, amazing. So we'll be plugging that for members as well. Right, okay. And the Kilt Walk, that's coming up, isn't it?
It's very soon, so it's the 26th of September. So this is the first live Kilt Walk in over a year. They did a virtual one that was good because people could do their own route and their own distance. But I think with the Kilt Walk, people really want to get back together and walk together on an organised event. So it will be great to have everybody back out in September. And again, with the GGC membership, we'd be happy to offer everybody free registration. We have a code for that, which I think is on our profile. If not, I'll get that over to you. But we've got a code that you just enter when you register, and that'll give you your free registration for that. So it's a good one. It's 16 miles from Glasgow down to Ballard.
Yes, it's a cracker. I did the Kilt
Enjoy
Walk.
that.
Yeah, it's a good one. I did it a couple of years ago with my husband, and actually made a total school girl error. We took our dog, so we did the 16 miles, and it's too long. It was too long for her.
Yeah.
And actually, we got this sling, this dog sling for her, and so she was basically like, she's not like a really small dog. Haggis is, she's got a good bit of meat in her bones, so she's quite heavy. And actually, one of a GGC member, Les, who is a dog specialist, had actually said to me after, those are actually not, they're not great for dogs because dogs aren't meant to be in that position for any length of time. So yeah, wee Haggy was absolutely, we were all gubbed. I can't lie, but it was so good, and it was a really, really lovely walk as well, like lovely scenery. So for anyone who's not fancying jumping off a crane, potentially the walking one could do well. And it's about the participation, isn't it, with the Kilt Walk? And there's a right good buzz. Like there's music, there's so many people doing it. There's always like presenters there, and it's good.
Yeah, real party atmosphere, and there's great benefits as well. Arnold Clark donate 2 cars to it, so you could have the chance of winning a car. Also, your fundraising, whatever charity you do it for, your fundraising makes such a difference because Sir Tom Hunter, through the Hunter Foundation, he matches up to 50% of your money. So say you just managed to raise £50, which is great in itself.
Yep.
He then adds £25 to that, making it 75 that comes to the charity, which is, all adds up. It really makes a massive difference to
Yeah.
us. So yeah, it's a great one to get involved in because every wee bit of sponsorship you raise makes even more of a difference to the charity involved. So
Yeah, what a
we
guy.
would
That's
be delighted if you do it. You get a nice orange t-shirt as well if you want to walk for us. So.
okay, okay. Okay, I'm gonna definitely try and do one or the other. If I could do both, that would be amazing. But even thinking of the bungee jumps making me feel a bit sick. So we'll see what one we go for. But right, okay, amazing. Right. So
Maybe not so good.
I know, although I do really like to feel the fear and do it anyway. I think that's a good motto to live by. So I'll have an internal battle with myself, and then I'll speak to family and friends and try and get them to do it as well. Okay, Lesley, it's been so great to hear about the amazing things that you're doing for Glasgow's Golden Generation. And I have to say, I much prefer Glasgow's Golden Generation to old people. I think that's a lovelier, it's a lovelier term, isn't it? It's got a real sparkle to it.
Yeah.
Tell us then, to finish off, what we've spoke. Obviously, there's going to be things happening for Christmas. We're hopefully coming away from the pandemic. Hopefully next year we could maybe say more normality. What types of things have you got in the pipeline for when life is back to normal as we will know it?
Yeah, hopefully. So our afternoon tea will actually be a lot earlier next year in the year. It will be June, 5th of June, so you can put the date in your diary for next year.
Brilliant.
hopefully, again, we want to be doing the sky, we do skydive, so hopefully that'll run more. A zip slide across the Clyde, Laura, that might be better for you if you don't
Yes,
do the
definitely.
bungee. So they didn't take place this year, so that's a good one, because obviously a zip slide's not quite as jolty,
Yeah.
if that's the word, as the bungee. So yeah, definitely we're hoping that it could be as early as March. Again, it just depends on restrictions and things. So zip slide across the Clyde, I think, will be one of our biggest events for next year. We'll get that up and running. We also, there's lots of ways people can support us as well, just simple things like through Amazon Smile, your co-op memberships. So if just pop onto our website and have a look. You don't need to be adventurous, just pick us as your Amazon Smile charity is an easy one to do. But
Yes.
hopefully we'll get the events, the full programme up and running for 2022.
Brilliant.
So,
That's so exciting. And how can people get in touch with you? What's the web link and what's your social links?
yeah, so we are Glasgow GGG across anything. So across our website, it would be glasgowgg.org.uk. The same for Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're on them all. So please
That
join us
is
there.
amazing. And I will make sure the links are at the top of this post as well, so people can connect with you and hopefully, do a bit of fundraising and the various different ways they can volunteer as well. So good, have the best time on
Thank
Sunday.
you.
I'm absolutely gutted that I can't make it. I think it's going to be brilliant, and I'll be staying tuned to your social media, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting involved a wee bit more. And as you've got more things coming up, I say this to all the charity partners, send them over so that we can shout about them in the main community,
Brilliant.
because sometimes people, I mean, I think most people would really like to do things for charity, but they don't really know what. So it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's nice just to say, here's what you can do, here's what you can do, and then it's whatever kind of whatever goes for their soul. So thank you for taking the time,
Definitely.
Lesley. It's been great.
No, thank you. It's been fantastic. We're certainly enjoying being members, and we've made lots of new contacts already. So it's been really beneficial for us as well.
Oh, thank you so much. That's brilliant. And I'm looking forward to it. I'll pop into a centre for sure.
Definitely, we'll get you over. That'd be lovely. We'll get a cup of tea and hear what the older people will show us a thing or two.
That would be brilliant. That would be so good. And I'll bring, if it's all right, if I could bring Bella Rose, because she would
Yeah,
love it.
definitely, definitely.
Fab. Okay, right. I'll speak to you soon, Lesley.
Thanks, Laura.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Bye. Bye.